Hi, welcome to class 7 of idea discussion. The topic that we have today to discuss is related to causes and solutions. If you read the prompt says, why do they think so? So they have been asking us the causes and then they asked how to change their views. So they want us to write some of the solutions. So we know that in causes and solutions essay, we just need to make two body paragraphs, one body paragraph for the causes and other for the solutions. And in each body paragraph, we will be required to write at least two main ideas. This is a very good tip from my side to you that never write more than two main ideas in a paragraph. Two are enough, but you need to develop them properly so that you can cover the word length as well as get marks on the developmental language. Now, after considering all these things about the paragraphing and number of ideas, let's see the topic. The topic says most countries believe that international tourism has harmful effects. So these countries do not like the international tourism. For this, we need to first understand what is international tourism. International tourism is that when people of one country go to other countries for travel, or when the people from other countries come to that country as travelers. So the international tourism is a two-way tourism for a country. Either the tourists would be coming to their country or the tourists would be going out of their country. So the countries don't like this idea, the both inward and outward movement of people in their country. What could be the causes? Why don't they like such type of tourism? The first cause is it influences the local culture. Because when people from other cultures visit a particular country, they give an impression of their own culture to the local people. The local people might start liking the tourists' culture, their wear, their clothes, their language, their eating habits, and they might start copying them because they might be fascinated of the exotic features of their dresses or food. And similarly, when people of one country go to the other country and they explore the new culture, they may be really fascinated about the different social norms, the traditions, the food, the clothes, and even the language that the people use. So when the tourists come back to their home country, they might be practicing some of the foreign cultures or traditions. For example, many of the Russian tourists come to India, and Indian people get influenced by their looks and their shopping habits and the festivals that they celebrate. Same is the impact when Indians go to America or Canada, they get heavily influenced by the Western culture and traditions, and thereby, under their impression, they start celebrating the Western festivals like New Year's and Christmas. So the countries are concerned that because of this influence of the foreign culture on their people, their local culture is getting less popular day by day. So they are just concerned about their culture, maybe. That's why they don't want influence of any outsider on their culture. Thereby, the countries make tougher visa rules for the tourists. They might not allow their public to go out. There might be stricter policies for them. The second reason is that incoming tourists may create pollution. Some of the countries are really proud of their local beauty, their natural beauty. They don't want that international tourists should crowd or flock in and create pollution over there. For example, in India, the beaches in the South India are really beautiful and they were really clean. But when those beaches were opened for the international tourists, after the 5 years, the amount of wastage on the beaches increased by many folds. So, in this way, some of the local governments or countries, the country's government, are concerned about the cleanliness of their places. So they don't really want that many of the people come to their country and pollute it. However, in the second paragraph, you need to tell them some solutions so that you can change the views of the countries so that they start liking the international tourism. The first solution that we may offer is that the countries must understand that global tourism leads to cultural exchange. So you need to tell them that they should not be worried about the influence of the other culture. Rather, when the people of one country meet the people of other country, they would represent their culture in front of them. In this way, not only their culture is getting some of the impact of the foreign culture, but they are also giving the impact of their own culture. So in this way, the local culture can be spread throughout the world, because when the tourists visit, for example, India, they learn about different festivals and food, and they do shopping of the ethnic wear, and then thereby when they return back to their own country, they represent the Indian traditions and culture in their own country. So this is a very good gateway so as to spread the culture of a country in front of the foreign people. Second solution could be that governments must know about economic benefits of this tourism. Governments must understand that when foreign tourists come to their countries, there is a dollar exchange or a currency exchange, and most of the times the local communities get a number of economic opportunities. For example, they can create and develop their hotel industry, transport industry, food industry, if the country is developed as an international tourist site. So the people would get more employment as well as bigger profit margins on small things, because many of the tourists buy souvenirs from that country at a very premium price. So the countries must also look and take into account the economic benefit of the international tourists and should not be concerned about the harmful effects. So after writing the solutions, you just need to conclude your essay saying that of course some of the countries are not in the favor of international tourism, but if they implement the solutions that are suggested in the above discussion, the countries might be able to change their opinion about this. So for the causes and solution essay, you always have to make 4 paragraphs. First, for the introduction, stating the topic as well as a brief answer to both the questions. Body para 1 would have causes, 2 causes as we just discussed. Body para 3 would have solutions, and then you might conclude it in the last paragraph. I hope that you get the required vocabulary and ideas for this particular topic. See you in the next class. Thank you.